this is your girl Nadia, reporting to you, aka FitPop, aka the Gore-Tex Goddess, with the bigger picture. We're out here today talking about Trump. After his inauguration, entering office, day 1, 2, and 3, he put in some work. And so let me tell you, one of the things we're talking about today is the pardons, especially of the January 6th raids on the Capitol building. So we're going to talk to a couple of people and say what they think about that, how they feel about that, and see what we got. What's your name?
Dara.
Nice to meet you. I have a quick question for you. So since Trump entered office, he basically has pardoned all the January 6 people that stormed the Capitol, as well as the Proud Brothers who weren't even a part of that. How do you feel about that?
I think it's disrespectful, and karma is real, so he's clearly going to pay for the repercussions of what he's done. The whole country is watching, so you better watch out.
Hi, what's your name?
Ziggy.
Hi, Ziggy. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has exonerated and freed the people from the January 6th raid on the Capitol building. How do you feel about that?
Freed them from where?
Well, they were incarcerated for committing, a crime.
They
And so
should
he pardoned them.
Probably stay in jail, I would think. However, I have no idea. I don't even know. I put my fingers up for my left and right still. I don't know anything. I don't know nothing. I know I didn't vote this year because I don't know how to, because I'm fucking dumb. But
You're not dumb, you're beautiful.
yeah, it's
You're
one or
good.
the other, and I'll
You're
take
good.
the other
You're
one.
good.
I'm dead. But what I will say is that we need to protect the trannies, protect the transgender people. They are not safe, and that man wants to hurt them. We need to protect them. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? But what are you saying? That you're against Trump, right?
So I don't really have an opinion. I can't really have an opinion on this show.
Period.
Yeah.
I have an opinion on
We'll talk after the camera stops rolling.
Yes.
But let's go to that. How do you feel about him declaring that there are two genders, male and female only?
Well,
Wait, after all the progress that we have made.
it is crazy, and I am here for the they-thems, but I transitioned when I was a child, so there were only two genders in my mind growing up. It was male or female, and I never had confusion as to whether I was one or the other. Or something in between. I know it's a spectrum. I don't know the spectrum. I've not educated myself on the spectrum. However, I don't think that your assigned gender at birth is necessarily at all who you are. And I think that there are a lot of people that are trying to learn that about themselves, and we're being not progressive. I don't know what the other anti-progressive, what's the opposite of that? I have no idea, but we need to protect them, especially in this city of all places, and he thinks he runs this motherfucker. There's a lot of them here. I moved here from an area where there were not a lot of them. I did not think there were a lot of them. I probably shouldn't be saying them, transgender people, but oh my God, there's a lot of people that will end up in danger if he keeps provoking things. So I think that we need to protect that and focus on that. I don't know nothing about Capitol storming. However, I wanted to storm the White House when he was elected because I don't want him in there, but I didn't. I stayed here.
What's your name?
I'm DJ Bliss.
How you doing, DJ Bliss?
Yeah, I'm
Spell that.
BLISSS.
Yes, boo. So quick question. Trump just came into office. Day 1, 2, and 3, he just started doing all this craziness. How do you feel about the people that he exonerated and let out and pardoned for the January 6th storming of the Capitol?
Didn't I just ask you not to put me on point? But you put me on point. So I'm going to just say that, honestly, I'm like all people. I don't think it's right. I think there should be repercussions for the actions that they took against the government, 1. 2, I think that he should be disciplined for going against the government. He should not have the power, and they should stop him from ever having power to do that, and any other president, unless it's necessary. And as a country, we should be the people who make the initial vote of what happens. You know, if something needs to be enacted, we should make a poll over the United States people and see what the people want, not the president. He's just a figure. That's it.
Definitely agreed. I'm going to ask you another question. How do you feel about the fact that he said that now there's only two genders, male and female?
I agree. I don't see no more sexual organs. I see only two. That's it. We got to follow what God says. And alhamdulillah, when you follow God, you follow the truth, because you will see him again. So you must be good in this life so you can have a good in the next life. Simple.
Thank you so much, DJ Bliss. DJ Bliss, how can people find you?
You can reach me on TikTok at DJ Bliss. You can reach me on Instagram at NYSEE Bliss, New York C Bliss, and 14th Street Bliss Bar. I'm outside. Good energy.
There you have it. Bliss is outside. Yo, DJ Bliss is outside.
Y'all know.
Thank you for your time, boo.
You know it. Today gonna be an amazing day. Bow.
Hi, what's your name?
Hold Rock.
What's up, Hold Rock? So real quick, I want to ask you a question. Trump came into office and he just cracked the whip on a lot of things that he was waiting for day 1, 2, and 3. So I ask you this, how do you feel about the January 6th exonerations and pardons that he gave to the people who stormed the Capitol?
What would you expect? He needs those people for his later on activities. He got to release them so they can work for him and do another job. Because he needs to do some other stuff to distract everybody from all the things that he's doing. It's misdirection. That's how he rolls.
Word. So one of the things that he put into play is going back to two genders. How do you feel about that?
Well, when it comes to two genders, you do what you want. That's number one. But let's look at it this way. You have an elevator and escalator. The job of those two things is to go up and down. Anything else means it's broken.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Molly.
Hello, Molly. It's great to meet you. I just have a question. So Trump just came into office, and there are a lot of policies that he put in place which are a little different than past presidents. So I'd like to know, how do you feel about the January 6th pardons for the people that stormed the Capitol?
Well, I think I just listened to a story on the news the other day, so that's probably what's influencing this. But honestly, like the police force in Washington, D.C. that are normally supported by the Republican Party, I feel like that's kind of that's a huge part of their platform. For them to be abandoned in this time for on a really basic bureaucratic level, like not being supported by the government, to be able to take that on randomly, and then to not have the punishment, to take care of the implications of that lack of foresight and protection on behalf of the police. Like, yeah, my heart, I think, primarily goes out to them. That really sucks to not have like no semblance of responsibility or accountability. Like, that just sucks so bad. Yeah.
Absolutely. I also want to ask you, how do you feel about him implementing that now there are only two genders?
Oh yeah, that's really messed up. And I have people in my life that inhabit both sides of it. I would say primarily I have more non-binary friends than people that are scared about this, but it's obviously really scary to have your identity like completely invalidated. And then I just don't think that like people understand, people from my, sort of the family in Texas that are like, they're kind of scared about I think that the general impeding on family values. I think that there's maybe a conversation to be had there, but to take it to the extreme of like really invalidating just a really objective experience of existence is like crazy to me. It's so crazy. And I just wish there was a way to really reach them. But then on the same time, I'm like trying to be angry for friends that are, or like just hold them in my hearts consistently, because trans rights are gonna be hella under attack over the next 4 years, and like we have to just like bunker down and like be real in that fact to adequately protect them, I think, and so yeah, it's so many emotions.
Do you think within these 4 years there's hope for people that are non-binary or have different genders that they, you know.
Yeah, I think I'm privileged. Even a day after the election, I obviously felt some sort of way about it, but like New York has community, and I think there are 4 protections in place to allow for them to be cushioned a little bit more. But I fear for, and I hope that we can keep in our hearts the trans people that are in rural areas and don't have the resources to get out and escape the conditions of their non-existence. Like that, that's hard to be able to keep in our hearts, and I hope we can. That's so scary.
It's rough right now. We're in scary times.
It's like for real. It's like unbelievable.
We're in really scary times. I mean, there were policies that he said that he would implement, and it wasn't the first thing on his agenda, and so all these people voted for him, and they're like, what's going on? How do you feel about the immigration, how ICE is going in and just ripping people out of their homes?
I don't think I'm as well informed as I probably need to be. And I feel like that in itself, like me, a liberal Democrat, being like, rah, 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 I think that speaks to what some other people are feeling about immigration and, the government not being adequate in managing it. So I don't know if I can speak to that. But.
So just to let you know, day one, there were 300 people that were detained by ICE.
300, how many people?
304 people on day one.
Yeah, that's super scary. And I wonder, what are the parameters of their legality to be here as well? Because, I'm sure that'll expand, and that's crazy to think about. It's probably, yeah.
I also found out yesterday in the news that there were ICE officials who attempted to go into a Chicago elementary school, to try to detain the children of people who are immigrants in hopes that they will pick their children up and get them. And the school went to CPS and put into the fact their policies so that ICE would not be able to enter the schools. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's just fucked. It's so fucked, and it's not only is it fucked, it's so stupid. How do you think that putting that much trauma in the world is gonna make anything better? And I can't even imagine what that is like for.
I agree. America's going through, will go through a lot of trauma this term.
Yeah. I agree. Sorry, what's your name?
My name is Nadia, and I'm with the Bigga Picture.
Hi, good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well.
Thanks for making me thanks for the questions. I'm oh shit, I am really scared about the future. But also, I think it's a real thing to be and so, it's so weird because news can be so overwhelming to. I feel even how humans are supposed to know about the world and process news. That an instinct is to just be oh, I'm just not going to. And that is also how bad shit happens, I guess.
Thank you so much for talking to me. The conversation is very important at this point in time. It's important to get people out and talk about it because no one's really talking about it. They're just sitting and dwelling in it, and they're like, holy shit, what's going on?
Yes.
But we need to really speak about it and let it be known.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, have a good one. Thank you.
You too, thanks. Hi, so I'm Nadia. What's your name?
I'm Rafi, Nadia.
Nice to meet you, Rafi. I just want to ask you a question. Trump now is president, and he put a couple of policies into play his first day. So I'd like to ask how you feel about the pardons that he put in place for the January 6th people who stormed the Capitol.
Terrible, terrible. I think it's a disaster. It's a betrayal. And I'm ashamed that he did that. It's disrespect to law and order, disrespect to the judiciary. It's absolutely terrible. And he is a convicted felon. He can join them. I mean, it's really terrible for the United States of America, and I think for the world.
Understood. How do you feel about him declaring that there are now 2 genders, male and female? once again?
Look, everything he does now that appeared in this Project 2025 is so destructive and so terrible. It's like, I don't know, it's destructive. And let's hope he doesn't destroy the United States altogether in 4 years and the Americans will have a kickback finally. This is what I want. And here we have, for instance, UV. He now is formerly a woman, and he has it on his driver license and his passport. But he started as a male, but this is his decision. It's not Trump's decision.
Right. So I heard on the news, day one, 304 immigrants were hunted down and arrested by ICE. How do you feel about that as well?
So we are involved in telling the migrants and the immigrants that they have rights, and we are involved in that, and we print little cards, and we're trying to do the best, and it's quite a pity because we are in our 80s already, and we thought we could rest, but we still are for human rights and for justice and for, all the good things that this Trump is going to take away. But I think eventually the American people are stronger than this convicted felon that is doing such terrible things.
Beautiful. You got my dimple in it. Thank you so much, Rafi. I appreciate you. Right? Thank you. You look good too. Let me see. We look good. We look good.
Let's hope that really there'll be a big kickback to this administration now and a big kickback in the Middle East, and so we can relax again. Let's hope so, inshallah.
Sounds good. Inshallah. Inshallah, definitely. Thank you for your time, Rafi. I appreciate you.
My name is Real.
Hi. So Trump is in office now.
Yeah.
Hi. So basically, I want to touch on the January 6th pardons that he just decided to pardon people for storming the Capitol. How do you feel about that?
Scared. Angry. Like, his job, do I trust him to do his job? No, but what his job is to protect the Constitution, to help build this country. And he's doing the exact opposite.
Okay. So now the next question I would like to ask you is, he proclaimed that now there are only two genders, male and female. How do you feel about that?
That's bullshit and demonstrably false. Like, then again, he also tried to say that everyone is the sex they are at conception, and zygotes don't have a sex. I guess that means everyone's trans now?
Possibly. Another question. How do you feel about, so on day one, 304 immigrants were detained by ICE. How do you feel about, also, that's a two-part question. So he also, well, not he, but ICE officials attempted to go into a school, an elementary school in Chicago, to try to detain children of people who were undocumented. How do you feel about that?
Livid. Part of background, my dad was not a U.S. citizen until my second birthday. So I take stuff about immigration personally. That is attack on me, an attack on my family. And I don't care what the kids' backgrounds are. You don't mess with children. They're kids. What harm are they going to do? They're trying to learn how to read and write and do math. Leave them alone.
So the plan was to detain the children and wait for the parents to pick them up.
That is beyond sadistic. And I'm sorry, that's unforgivable.
Okay, and why are you out here today?
Right now, I'm out here today because this ceasefire in Palestine and Israel, it's on shaky ground. I don't trust trust it to hold long enough even to fulfill the first phase, let alone the second. And my people are on both sides. I grew up hearing stories from conflicts between Israel and Palestine. I have relatives that lived through it. My dad lived through some of them. I am tired of seeing my people divided against my other people. And every time it happens, those of us in the US and the rest of the world, we're drawn in too. We're affected too, because that's our families. It's time that we had a better option.
What neighborhood do you live in?
Currently, I live near Penn Station.
Okay. It's pretty diverse over there.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what makes it beautiful, honestly. The fact that we're not the same, and yet we can live together and learn from each other and experience life together in our full humanity. That's what more could you ask for?
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. Stay warm out here.
You too.
Wow, people, we are really living in scary times. There are people that are very scared about what's happening. They don't know what to really say about it and how to really approach it. But I think it's important that we're having the conversation with them now, so that we can make some sense out of all this. It's a lot going on, people. Welcome to The Bigga Picture. What's your name?
Dante.
Hi, Dante. So you know that Trump has been doing a lot of pardons lately, right? Like he pardoned the people from the January 6th storming. Do you think that he will pardon Diddy?
He just might for the people. I feel like maybe. I feel like he would.
You feel like he would? Why?
You just never know what he gonna do. Like he just do random type of stuff. Like I mean, like the TikTok shit. Like he got the people like to thank him and stuff. You just never know what he really gonna do. So I think he would.
Think he would? How do you feel about like the immigrants? Like on the first day, 304 immigrants were detained by ICE, and they even attempted to go into a school in Chicago, the elementary school, and detain the kids to wait for the parents to come get them and then detain them. How do you feel about that?
I'm not surprised because that's like he always be talking about this type of stuff. But I feel like that's not really that shouldn't be a priority. But it's also a lot of people that do think that is. But me personally, I don't think that should be a priority right now. But I'm not even surprised because he's been talking about this type of stuff and what he don't like and do like. So I'm not surprised.
What do you think? So he named male and female back to two genders. Like everything is two genders now. There's no non-binary. There's no trans. There's no nothing anymore according to his standards. What you think about that?
That was unnecessary because that's not bothering him. But he also got like I see like he got like a lot of like Christian followers. So maybe he did that for them. I don't know, but that also wasn't necessary. Like I just don't.
It's different, right?
It is very different. It's a lot of stuff that people worked for, like a lot of the stuff that he changed, and he just taking it all away. Like a lot of people been fighting for this stuff for mad long. He just took it all away.
That part, like that part, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like the country has come so far as building a system for people that are non-binary, and like he just pulled the rug from under, right?
Yeah, definitely. He definitely did do that.
How do you think that's going to project in the future? Like, do you think it's going to stay? Like, he's here for 4 years. So do you think it's going to stay that way? Or, like, what you think?
I mean, after the first time he won, I didn't think he was going to win. Like, I thought people was going to be like, nah, like, we tired of this shit. But he still won again. So I'm going to have hope and say, like, after, like, whatever he doing these 4 years, people going to get tired of him. And somebody going to come in and bring back more change, better stuff for our people. But honestly, you never really know. Because, I mean, this is my first time I voted. So you never really know. I'm just watching the world too.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you who you voted for.
You know who I voted for. I voted for Kamala. Definitely.
I'm sorry you didn't get your vote.
It's life, man. It's my first time. Hopefully the next one goes.
But you did it, and I'm proud of you. That's a big deal, because my daughter also voted for the first time. She's 20, and she voted for the first time. So thank you for that.
No problem. You don't gotta thank me for me. This for everybody. This for me. You don't even gotta thank me.
Appreciate you, but I'm a mom, so I'm also gonna thank the youngsters that came above and came and voted. You know.
Yeah, I understand. I feel you.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Welcome to The Bigga Picture. What's your name?
Hi, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla. It's nice to meet you. Quick question. Trump is in office right now. he has pardoned the January 6 people for storming the Capitol. First, real quick, what you think about that?
Yikes. I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible what he's doing.
Absolutely. Quick question. Do you think he'll pardon Diddy?
I don't know. His name might be in those files.
This is what sorry.
I mean,
It's possible, right?
it's possible. He might be next.
Is this your train?
It is.
All right. Thank you for tuning in. The Bigger Picture. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Abby.
Abby, welcome to The Bigger Picture. So Trump is in presidency right now, and his first days, he put in some work, so to speak. So one of the things he did was he arranged for ICE to go, and they detained 304 people in one day, and also ICE made an attempt to go into a Chicago school and detain the children of possible immigrants, so to lure them in, and they were unsuccessful. How do you feel about that?
It's definitely scary. As a Native American, I'm indigenous to this land, there have been a lot of reports of urban natives getting detained by ICE. And we have to carry our CIBs and carry our documentation to prove that we're citizens of this country, and it's definitely frustrating. It's a frustrating result of having open borders for the last 2 to 3 years, which has its good and its bad. But these people have families, and it would be a really, really hard thing. It would be really hard to not have empathy for these people, and really, really hard to not see the sadness that is going on. And it's definitely not black and white. There's a lot of gray, and a lot of people are comfortable with black and white. And just the truth is, there's a lot of gray area in all of that, but it's definitely heartbreaking.
He also implemented that we are back to 2 genders, male and female. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, Donald Trump he's a very sure, very, very certain man. He's very certain in his decisions. And I honestly don't think that if he makes his own opinion, if he tries to put forth his own opinion into law, I honestly think that we should just ignore that, because you can't, by law, say that there is only 2 genders. I think, honestly, stuff like that is trivial in the big picture of what is currently happening in our world. I think to sit on that and to focus on that is kind of just wasting our time, and there's bigger and better things to be worrying about and to be working towards.
He also pardons many of or all of the January 6 people who stormed the Capitol. How do you feel about that? And 2-part question, do you think that he will pardon P. Diddy?
With the rioters, it's definitely frustrating, because you can be on both sides of it. There was a uniformed officer who was working that day who just recently testified, and the video of him being pressed up against that door and his testimony of how he was harmed during the altercations is very heartbreaking to me, because I know a lot of people in law enforcement. I honestly see no reason behind it. I haven't done enough research to see what his reasoning behind it was. As for P. Diddy, if he does, I genuinely don't think he's not the smartest person alive, but I also don't think he's that dumb to pardon P. Diddy. I don't believe he has any sort of personal connection to P. Diddy, like he did with Epstein.
They've actually been really close friends for years.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy. I did not know
I
that.
learned that recently, like today.
I did not know that at all. That's crazy. I don't think that he'd be that stupid just because of he knows that a lot of his, even his own audience and his followers are very adamantly against what P. Diddy has done. I just don't think he's that stupid.
And before we go, I just want to say that we walked around interviewing people and you were singing just now like an absolute songbird. So I want people to know where they can find you.
My name is Abby. You can find me on Instagram at ABXBY_HP.
You were amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Welcome to The Bigga Picture. What's your name?
Anis Ricardo with the E. Lloyd, Lloyd.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes.
Have a couple of quick questions for you. Trump is in office now. Day one. One of the things that he put into play is that there are only two genders, male and female. How do you feel about that?
I didn't like Trump at first, but now, you know what? Because you're looking out for the cookout, that's how we do. I spent 18 years, United States Army, Special Forces, Green Beret, Commandos. I killed 375 people for my country, for the Lord. The devious ones, Saddam Hussein, I was there. I'm 61. I retired. My family, everything we did, my whole family's military. I look out for you.
God bless you and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
How do you...
And I stand, guess what? I'm a billionaire.
That's beautiful.
That's right. That's why I walk by myself.
So now you get...
Fucks with me.
So now you get all the tax breaks.
Trump,
Just
when he
implement
finishes,
tax breaks.
no, because I like what he does. I don't like him as the racial and all that. I have 2 degrees, that's all. I'm a lawyer also, okay? And you can look me up, AndrewCarterLloyd.com, Lord of Lords. That's my soul.
That's amazing and impressive.
The Lord, see
So,
that? Take a picture of that.
you see that?
16,000, and this is Alpha and Omega. That's who kept me, and I never took a shot in 18 years. I killed 375 people for my country.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yes, ma'am.
For your country, because you're a law-abiding
No,
citizen.
I did it for the Lord first.
You did it for
wicked
the Lord,
people.
absolutely.
Saddam Hussein, we killed him.
But you
I was
are
there.
a law-abiding citizen, correct? Yes.
What did I just say?
Okay.
18 years from my
I just
country.
wanted to reiterate it for the people that are watching.
Go to Chinatown and you'll find me.
That's
on
awesome.
Instagram.
Love it. So now,
At the coffee shop. Go ahead.
so now here's my question.
Yeah.
There were people on
Yes,
January
we'll
6th that stormed the Capitol. They were pardoned. How do you feel about
David.
that?
The Lord says, David is my nephew. He is now the commander and director at the Pentagon.
Okay, but how do you feel about the people being exonerated for the storming of the Capitol on January 6th? They were all pardoned.
Now, you know where they're going at? To Mexico. When they get there, they cannot come back again. The Lord did it just now. As I was speaking to you, watch. They will not come back. The congestion is not for us in a city. It's because the Lord wants to make sure it's 12.3 million people in New York City now. You know why. Why? Adams. And he's a brother just like me. I speak for the Lord and the Lord only.
How does the Lord feel about the congestion pricing going on in New York City?
Why don't you ask him? Say, Lord, how do you feel about congestion in New York City?
You're absolutely right. I'm gonna ask him. Thank you so much for your time.
And I'm with you. He just told you what? Government runs itself on earth. God rules when he wants to move everywhere.
Thank you so much for your time.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna have a conversation. I'm sorry.
Don't cut it off. Come here.
Oh.
Come here. Give me.
right.
That. Give me a hug, girl. You're the president of the Lord.
Oh, I didn't know. So let me ask you, how do you feel about the congestion prices? Because you just told me to ask the Lord how I felt about the congestion prices.
That's just greed.
Okay.
You know that. Where you need congestion prices at downtown when you can go right through and as it was all before.
Thank you, Lord. I appreciate you.
Thank you. You said it to him.
Amen.
Lord, I love you too.
I love you too.
Bless you, my family, my wife, my children. They will see me all. Is this going on? It is? On TV?
It is.
Come here. Give me a hug. Lord, now do your thing. Do like that. Like that. $2.2 trillion. Did you understand that? The trillion is before the billion. That's right. I am.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. Get your bag before somebody take it.
Nobody gonna touch that.
All right, because you're the Lord. That's right. My bad.
No, I'm the Lord's son.
You are the Lord's son.
If anybody touched it, I have a license to kill.
Got you.
I told you 18 years.
I appreciate you.
I had commanded 35,000. I am a black lieutenant, first lieutenant.
Sir.
One of the, how many in the country?
3.
Black lieutenants. I'm the best. My God made me the best. You still affirming? Good. The Lord, and the Lord. And you will remember, because all the buildings that you see go up will be Lord and Lloyd.
Appreciate
My
you
wife
so
and
much
children.
for your time.
13 children, 9 grandchildren.
That's impressive.
I'm the king of the priests.
That's
God
impressive.
bless.
God bless you.
And yo, for this, give me a card. You got a card?
I don't have a card. We have a barcode.
Okay. Yo, open me up.
No, we got you. You got a phone?
I'm a being source by the Lord. $1 million.
Wow, that's beautiful.
You, $2 million.
That's awesome.
Lord.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Do you have a phone so you can scan the barcode so you can see it?
Excuse me?
If you have a phone, you can scan the barcode.
I'll listen to the Lord. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. If you have a phone, you can scan the barcode so that you can
I don't
follow
have to do anything.
the Bigga
The
Picture.
Lord told me everything.
Oh, so you're gonna see
Everything
it?
goes on. This will be on the TV and everything.
All right, thank you. You too, thank you.
My auntie, my mother's sister, Love, Forest Projects, she'll be coming. Contact you.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you so
Black
much.
Joe, right there. Who is Black Joe? Fat Joe.
There you have it. Black Joe is Fat Joe. He just said it. Joey Crack? You mean Joey Crack, right?
Fat Joe, yeah. That's right. My man, Fat Joe, you know it. Kumo D.